And we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Now we've just seen George Groves retain the WBA super middleweight championship of the world and become the new IBO super middleweight champion of the world. So he's got two belts, unified belts. And congratulations to George the Saint Groves. Swings and roundabouts. Groves now, before he fought in front of his fans and was basically laid out flat by Carl Froch. Now his turn's come around to become champion. It must be a great feeling for him. Few things. I think I start by saying thank you for those people who've tuned in to the live commentary early on. We appreciate that. And the comments that we've had, feedback for the commentary, that's appreciated. Shout out to Caleb Trex, who came on immediately after Chris Eubank made his comments. He was live on the channel. If you haven't seen that, check it out. That's our post-fight video. And of course, check out the commentary of that as well. At this point, I would like to pay tribute to the career of one Prince Naseem Hamed. Walk like a champion, talk like a champion, and well, tonight was a complete savage in terms of at the beginning of the fight. At the beginning, he was, yeah, Eubank is this, Eubank's that, he's going to win the fight. And then kind of like went complete 360 and was telling the man to retire at the end and said he wasn't good enough and he'll never be good enough. I think Prince Naseem Hamed is what we all really think. We really think to say. Naz has just said it, basically. And it was quite refreshing to watch. Whoever was the brains behind that decision to have Prince Naseem Hamed live on TV, bravo. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. I don't know who the think tank behind that is. And brilliant. It was fantastic entertainment. It was refreshing. It was what people wanted to hear. Well, not everybody wanted to hear that, but that was like somebody down the pub talking. It's just honest. It was real talk. And we have been filled with commentators of late that are supporting their best mate or their gym mate or their cousin or their brother or their somebody, their uncle, you know, or there's some connection, or it's totally unhealthy the way they're supporting a fighter because he's the channel fighter. We've had a lot of that. And then we've had Prince Naseem Hamed tonight that has basically, if he had a career in media, I think in any sort of, if he was a company, if he was going to get any role and this was his trial run to be a company man, he probably didn't read the script in being a company man tonight, and he can kiss goodbye to his media career. Well, working for big TV, I don't know if he's going to be welcome back on TV again, although I would love to pay to see Chris too often, because they speak the truth, they say it as it is, and they don't cut any corners, and they tell you straight as it is. You don't have, you know, the man's not lying. He's not a company man. He told you straight down the line, you're not good enough, and that's it. And that's what needs to be said. None of this pampering up and saying to him, yeah, you can come back and you can fight at world level. No, you're not good enough. Twice you fought at world level in 2 fights. You've not delivered. That is it. You know, that's what Nasser said. And he said he'll never win a world title. He'll never be good enough. Duke McKenzie, shout out to Duke McKenzie. Duke, love you, man. You are a fantastic fighter and a class act as a commentator or pundit. How you were able to keep a straight face and how you were able to maintain your composure and be the consummate pro when Naz was spitting fire and lyrics like how he was able to do that, I don't know how Duke McKenzie, he must have, I don't know what Duke McKenzie was on. He must be on some sedative or something, not a sedative, like, yeah, maybe a sedative, that you must be on some tranquilizer, Duke McKenzie, because I couldn't hold it in. I'd have been laughing my head off. I'm sorry. I mean, most people would have been laughing their head off, but that's what it takes to be a professional. And I give Duke McKenzie the utmost respect. Now, listen, I'm not bashing Naz here. I'm not bashing Naz. In fact, I'm very happy for Naz that he said that. But unfortunately, he's not on BWTM. You know, he's not on alternative media. He's on ITV4. And this really, if people ask the question why Spencer Ferron is not on Sky Sports on a Saturday night, that is the reason why. There's your answer right there. And somewhere in the background, somewhere, Adam Smith at Sky Sports is seeing this and he's saying to himself, yeah, that's the reason why we don't have Spencer Ferron on a Saturday night. Now, I'm not saying Spencer Ferron would have said that in such a way, because Spencer's a bit more media savvy, but Spencer will tell you like it is. If he's sitting beside somebody and somebody saying, hey, this guy's winning the fight, Spencer say, hey, what are you talking about, bro? No, he ain't winning that fight at all. Spencer will kind of tell you as it is. So to keep Spencer sweet, you've got him at toe-to-toe, and he's not on a Saturday night. So if you want to know why Spencer Ferron is not on a Saturday Night Live with Barker and Spencer Oliver and all the rest of the Sky Sports lads, you know why. Because an incident like this would be catastrophic in the bigger picture. It'd be catastrophic. Tonight would have been a disaster. If Prince Naseem had done that on Sky, it'd have been, thank you very much, we won't be seeing you again. Will ITV4 bring him back? I can tell you something now. They want to keep they're doing great ratings at the moment. If they want to keep their ratings going, I'll bring Naz back. Naz would be great for ratings. He'll bring ratings right through the roof. And we see the difference between Paulo Malignaggi and Naz is that Naz, I don't know if Naz is media trained, maybe he is, but Naz is just proper raw. Malignaggi will tell you as it is, but he kind of, more professional, polish it up itself, and he's media trained, so he'll tell you like it is, but he kind of say it in a manner which is a little more softer. Now, I'll tell you straight, you need to retire, boy. You ain't good enough. I'm not sure if Malignaggi would tell somebody to retire, unless it was someone like McGregor, where there's a possibility you can earn a few bob. But what Naz did tonight, again, I applaud him. Absolutely applaud him. I've met Naz before. I've interviewed Naz before. Naz is a great character, very much tongue-in-cheek. And what I saw tonight, I don't know if Naz was drunk when he was talking. I don't know if Naz was on any form of substance, or it was just Naz being typical Naz tongue-in-cheek. But we all know that Naz and Eubank Sr. have had issues in the past. That tonight may have stemmed from that. And the other thing is, at the back of my mind, I was thinking when Naz was saying what he was saying, is that when Eubank lost, he also lost as well. He probably put a big bet on Eubank and it didn't come out the way he wanted. So he was doubly pissed because, first of all, he was pissed that Eubank lost. But secondly, he's pissed because he's commentated on it or a pundit on it and he's lost money. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'd be doubly pissed as well. But there you go. I really would like to know who was the brainchild behind bringing Naz on that show, and did they ever consider that Naz would unravel like he did on TV? Again, I think it's great for TV ratings. I'm not sure if Naz's media career is going to last, but believe me, I find it absolutely hilarious, and it was refreshing to see. And let's be honest, you're looking at the camera, you look at me, but let's be honest, that stuff tonight was real stuff, right? Come on, it was real. I mean, it was like real talk, much like Mahib Fazaldin, who's been on the channel. Ingram, I said light work. Remember, boy, I was wrong. Hands up. Hey, you weren't making light work or nothing. It's the second time he's fought at world level and he doesn't look good. Nas would never be a pundit on Sky Sports because he speaks the truth, and they don't like that. Well, it's not just speaks the truth, it's how he speaks the truth. That was proper raw. That was roadman. That was proper roadman stuff. All that was missing from Nas tonight is when he said what he said, all he needed was a pair of glasses to appear from somewhere, a pair of shades to appear on Nas when he was talking. That would have been, that is the meme for 2018. Pair of glasses should have just appeared. I think Nas should be a meme for it should be a meme on Twitter in the future, definitely. Just because Nas had no heart and once he got beat, took his ball home, doesn't mean everyone retires after a loss. Oh, Roberto Duran's a bit harsh. On the ropes, Ian, great to see you in the room. Hamid's getting stick. Maybe he's wrong on the retirement part, but he's right about the power aspect. I think Hamid's saying retire because he can't envision Junior realizing his dreams of beating the current camp he has. I agree. It's quite funny that Eubank Sr. called McGuigan the PE teacher, and McGuigan has now responded at a post-fight press conference, and called his team a bunch of cowboys. Oh, shots fired. The PE teacher. Now, here's another thing. Eubank Jr. has fought a guy who was on the slide. Eubank Jr. said that old, finished, not on his league. He just got beat by a guy. He downrated Grove so much that, he's now beaten by a guy that wasn't very good. He was meant to walk straight through and he didn't. Nas has got plenty of heart. I'd never duck. Don't even look at the Kevin Kelly fight. It was the fight where he got knocked down by Daniel Alacia. He got knocked down there. And the Augie Sanchez fight, that Nas was getting thumped hard in that Augie Sanchez fight. Listen, go back and watch the fight. That was a savage fight between Augie Sanchez and Prince Naseem Hamid. Showed plenty of bottle there. Got a big heart. He went out like a hoe versus Barrera, then retired. Think he was injured. Shout out to my man, DJ Slick is in the house. Happy birthday to the brother. Don't know how old he is now, but happy birthday, brother. Everyone wish DJ Slick in the room a happy birthday. I did send out some DM messages and some WhatsApp messages to certain champions and fighters to get back to me about wishing you a happy birthday. Unfortunately, bro, it didn't happen. But here's a champion in the room wishing you a really happy belated birthday. Yeah, we're going to hook up soon. We'll get it on camera. All hail Ingram, the king of predictions. Well, come on, let's not go too far now. I got this one right. And hopefully Danny Garcia will clean Rios' clock tonight. Nas had heart. His motivation was suspect by then. And by then, he was far from the Ingle gym that knew his star at the time. Don't blame Nas. Blame Emmanuel Stewart for the reason why Nas's style went the way that he did. James Bashir said it time and time again that when Nas came into camp originally, Bashir and Stewart would argue. Stewart said he wanted more power from Nas. He wanted to sit down on his punches and he didn't want him to be as mobile. Bashir said, leave the Prince as he is. Let him move. Let him be mobile. Let him keep working his footwork. And that's great for him. So the two argued. In the end, we got a more or less static Naseem Hamid standing in front of guys, taking big shots, landing big shots at guys. And he wasn't as big a puncher. Why? Because the element of surprise wasn't there no more. He was now very flat-footed. Hence why when Barrera fought him, you saw what happened. Good on Nas for speaking. Ian says, for speaking his mind. Fans are getting bored of embeds and careerists playing the game and patronizing us. Indeed, I agree. That's why I will never get a role at someone like Sky. I can't see it happening because a person like me speaks their mind as it is. The guy can't box, or the guy can box, or the guy is losing his fight, or that guy is not world class, or he may have world class potential. But please tell me, if you're claiming the guy is world class, but he hasn't even fought anyone in the damn top 30, How the hell does that make him world class? He may have world class potential, but you only know if he's got that potential if he's been actually fighting somebody. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling here. Spencer isn't on TV because he's not a professional broadcaster, nor was he a good fighter. He was a bum. I don't know if you can call somebody a bum. I think he was Southern Area champion, I believe. He might have been. I don't know. But I don't know. There are guys that weren't very good professionals but make great pundits. I don't think that. Listen, there are guys who are fantastic footballers that are absolutely garbage managers. Look at John Barnes, fabulous footballer, can't manage anything. Lennox Lewis, great boxer. Look at the guys he's coached. Look, so at the end of the day, I think it's a bit harsh. Spencer Ferron had a professional career. He knows what it's like to be in a fight, win a fight, and lose a fight. He's done it. He's trained fighters, you know. So I think that's a bit harsh about calling Spencer Ferron a bum. And I think when you start calling fighters bums like that, it's very disrespectful. And I find that, it's very hard to be a boxer. It's not easy. So I'm not saying Spencer's a bum. I think Spencer knows the game. He understands the game. And when you're talking about a guy breaking a fight down, you've got guys in there that are world champions, don't know how to break a fight down. They're always talking about themselves. So come on. So because you're a world champion, does that mean that makes you any better a pundit? No, there's some world champions that talk absolute garbage. You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, they're talking about themselves all the time. Okay, is it too late for Eubank to learn the fundamentals? No, it's not too late to learn the fundamentals, but there's a few problems. Dad is a problem. I said it before. Early on in his career, I said dad's a problem. 1, 2. Is it too late, not physically, but mentally for Eubank Jr. to admit he's not good enough? Has he got people around him who's moving around him that he's not good enough? Now, after the Saunders fight, fine. But this fight was a bad defeat. And the thing is, with this defeat, after all the talk they were talking, all stuff, now Eubank Jr.'s career has begun. Now his career has begun. He can no longer sell you the dream on throwing 1,000 punches around. He can no longer sell you the dream about being a killer. Can't sell that to you no more. Can no longer sell you the dream and tell you, I'll walk a man down and I'll stop him. He can no longer tell you that he's invincible, because he's not invincible. So those things have all been shattered. And the warrior code, will but no skill, does not win you world title fights. That's being brutally honest. And I love Chris Eubank Jr. Man, I love Chris Eubank Jr. You just have to call it for what it is. And some things have to change. And can those things change? You know, lots of setup will have to change. Eubank Jr., it looks to me like he is training himself based on what I've been seeing, wrapping his own hand supposedly, and can he do it, or is he too ignorant to change? If we look at the way he's fought for 12 rounds, mentally, it shows me a guy that cannot adapt. It shows me a guy that is quite happy doing what he's been doing so far, and it shows you that he's so almost delusional that you believe that you're at world level and you're good enough to go and fight other world champions instead of accepting loss and saying, you know what, I'm not good enough. I need to go back to the drawing board. That wasn't good enough. No, don't admit that. No, you know what? I'll call it another world champion. And as you know, if you didn't know already, Chris Eubank called that Caleb Truax, and within 15 minutes, BWTM Sports had Caleb Truax in the room, and he responded to Chris Eubank Jr. For me, Eubank Jr. has a few things he needs to do. Mentally, he's now going to find, his career begins now, because he's now going to find out he has to do things the hard way. He can't rely on his father anymore to boost him up and to sell the dream. That's shattered. They've got to build a new dream now. The next gen thing, well, that's out the window now. Yes, he can come back. Yes, he's young. But Can you afford to learn fundamentals while fighting the best fighters in the world? Well, now you go from George Groves to fighting 10 cabbies. Can't do that now. So any fundamentals he's going to learn, he's going to have to learn those fundamentals on the job against top fighters. Because what? Are you going to get paid the same amount of money to fight Joe Bloggs down the road? I mean, can Eubank Jr. sell out a stadium? I don't think he can. And after that performance tonight, I think he would have lost a lot of fans with that who supported him because it was terrible. Eubank will always struggle against the top boxers who know how to tie up. I agree there. Chris Dyer says, LOL. Now, let's see what's going here. Nas was all right after his first gram, but when he was on the fourth gram, I'm afraid it went over the top with his comments. Oh dear. He's still a high chance of beating GGG, though. Styles make fights. No. Absolutely not. He does not beat GGG. I'm sorry. Because he's not a mover. If you're going to beat GGG, you have to be a mover. You have to use footwork. You got to use angles, and he hasn't got those angles. Eubank, sorry. This is the biggest LOL of 2018, quite possibly. Nas was comedy, but a bit harsh on Groves, though. Well, the fight probably aged Eubank a couple of years as well. That's a good point. That was real talk from Nas, but he could never question Junior's heart, unlike Nas himself versus Barrera. That's a bit harsh about Nas and Barrera. I mean, Augie Sanchez, Kevin Kelly, Daniel Alicia, fights where he got knocked down, who was badly hurt. No, man, I think when Nas fought Barrera, that was the Emmanuel Stewart doing of him, you know, finally not just relying on power and not using the fancy footwork that he used earlier in his career. Yeah, a big pair of glasses on Nas and a big spliff, mem. Yeah, I totally agree. At Ingram, what do you think of the Cutsman's artwork in between rounds? Oh, man, you make me laugh. You make me laugh. How's it going, Ingram? It's going well. It's nice to be back on the channel. You know, we've been away for a little while. Thank you very much to 3. Leave it as that. That's as much pump as they're getting. And thank you to BT for giving a consistent and decent and nice speed internet. And hopefully by the end, we'll have 79 is it MBP we should have. So we're getting there. How many great champions have been trained by non-champions? PE teacher, LOL. Eubank Senior theory busted. Yes. Cowboys at Box Nation picked up Beltran last night, but not Garcia Rios tonight. Oh dear. Well, I'm glad that Beltran won the title. Really happy for him. I think that's the 360 come right round. We had 360 for George Groves. We're now having 360 now for Beltran, because I thought he beat Ricky Burns. He should have been world champion that night. So it's come round. Maybe not the way. Proper got me angry that Eubank Sr. never let Ronnie give advice in the corner. Not really. That, I said, is his problem. The dad is a problem. Eubank Sr. needs a proper trainer, and so does Junior. Yes, I agree. Copendo 9. I don't think it's too late to learn the fundamentals. This guy's a student, has plenty of heart and determination, so there's plenty to work with, but keep it one fight at a time. Really? Ian, I know you're saying that, my friend, but learning the fundamentals against the very best in the world, it's going to be difficult, because everybody now is going to want a piece of Eubank Jr. to beat him. Talk of exceeding Sugar Ray Leonard before you've won a proper world title is nonsense. Totally agree. Stephanie, good to see you in the room. I've seen you for a while. Wow. There's quite a few people in the room tonight. Wow. DeGale has been taking the piss of Eubank's Twitter account tonight. DeGale versus Eubank. How shit would that be? Well, you can have DeGale versus Groves too. The battle of the shoulders, the glass shoulders. Eubank Jr. got a whooping. He tried hard, but he's 28 and needs to go back to middleweight and go to Ricky Hatton. I think Ricky can get him into the style brawler boxer. Eubank can't box. He's a brawler. Straight up. Can't box. Said it before. But Eubank Jr. is the Arsene Wenger of boxing. Pure, ignorant, and stubborn. You know what? I've got an announcement to make. I am probably going to renounce my membership or my fandom to Arsenal Football Club. I'm sick and tired of them, so I think I might be moving to another club. We'll talk about that in another show. Roberto Duran, did the slick operation that is Sky pick up the Garcia Rios fight? No, they didn't. I don't think so. Would Eubank have beat the DeGale that turned up on the night against Caleb Truex? Probably, yeah, because you know there was very little movement from DeGale, and he's another one's got no defense as well. Hatton might suit him due to the come forward and aggressive style. Forget Adam Booth, because remember, Eubank had Adam Booth come to the gym, and Adam Booth, either Booth or Eubank walked out the gym. One walked out and the other. So that's why Booth is no longer with Eubank anymore. GGG would kill Eubank. He probably would. Ingram, do you think Chris Senior really believes what he says, or is he just a salesman? Well, he's a salesman. Just try and make as much money as possible. But he's selling a product that's not fit for purpose anymore. Eubank, and I'm not being disrespectful there. Again, Eubank at the highest level has failed twice. And if you look at the Billy Joe Saunders fight, and you look at the Billy Joe Saunders fight, and you look at the Groves fight, it's very similar. Didn't get off as many punches as possible as he could have done. In fact, he actually Eubank looked worse in the fight against Groves than he did against Saunders, simply because Groves was the bigger man and probably more experienced than Saunders, and the fighting styles are a little different, southpaw orthodox. Wonder if the Eubank camp will try and lure ex-middleweight champions to come back for exhibition-type learning fights disguised as bouts. Oh dear. Eubank is what he is. People act like trainers are miracle workers. The fighters will do what they want. They've always done under lights. I agree with you there. His dad stopped him, Eubank Jr., from having an amateur career, and now he tried to fast-track his son's career without having any experience. Is Senior chasing the cash? I don't know, but his cash cow's now gone. I said right here before the fight that it seems they were trying to wish a Eubank victory into existence. When people say it's 50-50 fight, that just means they can't tell the difference. Agreed. We saw the difference between a WBA champion and an IBO champion tonight. Plain and simple. That's brutally honest with you all. Can Eubank come back? Yeah, sure he can come back. But it's going to be interesting how his psyche is. Because all those people around Eubank at the moment, it's going to be interesting to see how many of them stick around him after this. This defeat was worse than the Saunders defeat. Yeah, he can come back. But where's he coming back to? Caleb Truex ain't going to fight him. So, well, you've got Benavidez, I think. There's Benavidez out there. And you've got Ramirez. Unless he moves down to middleweight and fights GGG. Really? Really? I bet Adam Smith is slowly rethinking about wanting to make him the next box office star on Sky. I want to see Eubank versus Lemieux slug it out. Could you imagine Chris Eubank Jr. versus Danny Jacobs? No, I didn't think so either. This is what I was saying. You remember me saying before, I'd like to see Eubank first fight guys like Lemieux and Curtis Stevens and, you know, fight those guys first and then be in a big fight. Eubank needs to go to 160, prove what I stone heavier and rehydrated into the high 180s. Yeah, even if he does that though, see, there you go again. If you're talking about a guy's weight, it means he's not a very good boxer. If you're talking about a man's weight more than a man's boxing ability, what? You know, when Roy Jones moved up to heavyweight, weight was an issue, but boxing skills matters. I mean, you know, if Andre Ward moves up to heavyweight, sure, weight's going to be an issue because he's fighting a 3 or 4 weight division out of his own weight division. That's understandable. That I understand. But a guy's moving up to 1 weight division and you'll talk about his weight? Come on. In the case of Junior, he makes simple mistakes that a decent trainer would pick up. Carrying the hands too low, how to adjust, setting the pace. He doesn't seem to have that just now. But that's not, but that's physical. There's a lot of physical stuff that you make adjustments. But you can't, it's mental adjustments. You know, you're going to have to submit to someone. See, so you might have to submit to somebody that he has faith in and believes in. And then it's believing it and then taking it in and having to execute it. Can you execute it under pressure against top fighters? Has he got the time to gain the experience, learn with a new trainer, adapt, make the changes, unless they go down the long route, which is fight, you know, once a month for the next 6 to 12 months out of the public limelight? That's not going to happen. Out of the public limelight and learn his trade. If I were Eubank Jr., personally, I'd pick my ass up, I'd dust myself off of England, I'd go to America, and I'd set myself up in America. Or I'd go to Ukraine and learn how to box. Honestly, learn how to box. You can only go so far bullying people. When you meet a guy who's physically stronger than you. And what I say to you guys, the right hand of George Groves will stop all this rushing forward. Adam Booth's reason for shock exit from Eubank's camp seems all the more obvious tonight. Eubank Senior is an embarrassment. Well, everything from sparring partners to cutsmen was done on the cheap by Eubank Senior. He's got to understand you've got to update, improve as you're earning cash, but not the Eubanks. Eubank hasn't got skills. He relies on hurting people. He isn't powerful enough to hurt top guys as 168. I agree. When Senior said Eubank could move up to light heavyweight and beat Ward on output, oh my good lord. Could you imagine Andre Ward and Chris Eubank Jr.? Oh my God. Eubank would get beaten on the inside. He'd get beaten on the outside. Man, Ward is a pro. Ward is a legend. I love Ward. Groves bullies him in the clinches, throwing him on the floor and through the ropes. I know. Unmanned him. Eubank Jr. should stop trying to rush. He should learn and earn the title shot. He should also employ a shrink because his dad's delusion has broken him mentally. Yeah. I mean, how does he come back from this defeat? And what are the excuses? I get your point, Ingram, but you said it yourself. He's hammering a wall bag with ultra-fast combinations, running 7 miles a day, etc. A good trainer would be training for what an opposition opponent would propose. I agree with you. But would he listen to that trainer? Who's going to train him? Who's tried to train him already? According to Bermain Stavern last night on the interview with him, he told me that, like, here's an example of a situation. He told me that when he was sparring in the Mayweather gym, and Eubank Jr. came into the gym with his father, and he put his bag inside the gym, inside the ring where Bermain was sparring. Bermain tripped up on the bag, and he said, "Whose bag is this?" He said, "Can you move the bag, please?" Eubank said, "Only if you ask me nicely." So Bermain kicked the bag. kick the bag. So if that's the case, the mentality, I don't know what the true story is. And one day I hope to talk to the Eubanks. Look, I believe they're both mentally strong people, but Eubank Sr. lost at the tail end of his career. Eubank Jr. has lost early in his career. So I don't know how Eubank Sr. is going to talk to Junior, but he has been a problem in Junior's career, in my opinion. Let the trainers do the training, let the fighters do the fighting, and you take your ass, sit down and spectate. Protect your son, I appreciate it, but you're not protecting your son. You're actually causing him harm because you're putting him in positions where he can get himself seriously hurt and you're not giving him the right guidance in between rounds, personally, but I could be wrong there. Could there be a point, could this be a case for saying Eubank Jr. is being pushed by his father's debt into possible physical harm at this point? That could be very interesting, a very interesting point right there. Eubank said at post-fight conference that he felt the weight difference in Groves and it played a part. Well, I told you that, didn't I? Did I not mention that in the fight? Before the fight, I told you. You guys were saying, oh, Groves is, what is it? You guys said to me that George Groves looked gaunt and he looked weight trained. I said, no. George Groves has done this well. And when he gets into the ring, he's going to be weighing near cruiserweight. And that will tell in the fight, in the clinches and all that stuff. Look what happened. Yo, Ingram, did you see the pre-fight documentary talking about how defensively irresponsible, and now he's doing exactly what he was criticizing, taking years of his career with his style, hypocrisy. I know. Eubank Jr. is a born fighter. Look at him in the 12th. Stop talking nonsense. You have been Eubank Sr. Eubank Jr. is a born fighter. Look at him in the 12th. Stop talking nonsense like you've seen Eubank's bank statement when he went and know he's in debt. I don't know, but it's a possibility because Eubank at one point was in debt. So it was rumored he was in debt. Remember, he was getting his house taken away from him, and he had to downgrade and stuff like that. So yeah, Eubank did have some money financial issues. I thought Eubank was beating up heavyweights in sparring, and now GGG was too big. But I said the quality of sparring was a problem. Now for me, when George Groves revealed he was sparring with Joshua Buatsi, when I heard he was sparring with Joshua Buatsi, I said, this guy's taking it very seriously, very, very seriously. Eubank Sr. thinks his son is the second coming of Kawasaki when it turns out to be the second coming of Audley Harrison, unfortunately. How do they come back from this? I don't know how they come back. I remember Eubank Jr. saying, oh, weight won't be an issue. Weight was an issue. Weight is an issue. And I'll tell you what else was the problem. That right hand of George Groves. Should the Eubank camp bring in a great trainer? No. Because a great trainer is going to want Eubank Sr. out of operations, completely out of operations. Because a great trainer is going to say, you know what? I'm running the camp. You're not running the camp. You're his father. I appreciate that. But the buck stops here. I'm your trainer. You employ me. Get out. This is how things are going to be. So in the 12th round, most people are saying he was coming on late. But if there was a 15 rounds, would he have got George out of there? I don't know. I can't speculate about that. All I do know is that it was a 12-round fight. Hey, Ingram, Eubank will be facing Jermaine Taylor next. He's going to drag out champions from retirement, plus Arthur Abraham rematch. LOL. Would not be surprised. He ain't 168-pound fighter. That was evident. And Groves is starting to wilt. Hold on. Wait. I can't agree with you there. I can't agree with you on that he's not a 168-pound fighter. When he knocked Vildrim, right? And he went and he beat Arthur Abraham, and he went and he beat Quinlan for the title. He beat Arthur Abraham, and he beat Vildrim for the Yildirim. When he beat those three fighters, they were all at the super middleweight limit. All those guys were at the super middleweight limit. And when we based this fight at the beginning, people were looking and saying Eubank was going to knock George Groves out. We now can't be backtracking and now say 50-50. We can't now be backtracking and saying he's not at not the right weight. He got beat tonight. If you had beaten George Groves tonight, you would have turned around and told me, no, he's good at 168. But we knew he didn't have power at 168. Yeah, he knocked out Yildirim, but who was Yildirim? We knew he didn't have power at 168. So, it's no point being wise after the event or trying to backtrack and start saying, well, he's not really a 168 pounder. He was a 168 pounder, 2 hours ago, and he was good enough then, but now he got beaten, exposed. He's not 100. Listen, the guy got beat because the other guy, Eubank Jr, got beat because the other guy was technically better. One boxed like a pro, the other one boxed like an amateur. The one, Groves boxed like a guy who had a good amateur background and a good professional career with good grounding and building. The other guy was a guy who fought a lot of hand-picked opponents and guys that were not good enough to be in the same ring with him. And that's what's happened. And now he's come up short at the biggest stage. That's all that's happened. Now I see why Adam Booth was on his bike. Jacobs would kill Eubank. Has Eubank at this age got the time to rebuild and learn so much? That I'm not so sure of. Braver will win the tournament. No, I don't think so. Well, no, I don't think so. I don't think Braver wins the tournament. Does Groves beat Callum Smith in the final, or is Callum Smith too big? No, Groves beats Callum Smith. Callum Smith can't fight off the back foot. Callum Smith can only fight on the front foot and does do well with pressure. And remember, Eric Skoglund, with all due respect, is not a puncher, and he's passive in comparison to George Groves. George Groves is going to eat up Callum Smith. I've said that so many times. I wonder how many bellies laugh Billy Joe Saunders got watching this bout. Callum Smith is shy and Groves will boss him. Let's see what other people are saying in the room as well. Does Groves beat Callum Smith for you, Ingram? Without a doubt. I've said it for so long ago. Who was Callum Smith fought and beat? Who was Callum Smith fought and beat? He went 10 rounds with a British contender. He fought Rabrassi. Who was Callum Smith really beat? Come on. Come on. Who's Callum Smith beat? No. Forget Callum Smith. I'm not disrespecting Callum Smith, but forget Callum Smith. Nah, sorry. Callum Smith doesn't move his head. Callum Smith doesn't move from the waist. He stands up tall. Callum Smith's got a good jab and a good good body shot, but that's it. But Callum Smith is all good if he's on the front foot and he's got you going moving forward. And even in body shots, them big body shots that he's got, they've looked great at lower level. As he's moved up in class, he's not looked as good. And you know what they're going to do with Callum Smith? They're going to, Groves will walk him back to ropes, double up the jab, push him back with a double jab, push Callum Smith back to ropes and make him non-effective. And then the right hand's going to come in and that'll be good night. He will knock Callum Smith out. Smith is a Gallagher Jim clone of tall Scott Quigg. Smith has a big right hand, little else. Well, I don't know how big that right hand is against who. Who's Smith knocked out of any world quality? Tell me. That's hilarious, but true. He's not world level. Tom Smith, I agree. Callum Smith's fought nobody, to be honest. I agree. They put you in charge of Eubank Jr.'s career. What do you do? That's a great question. Okay, what do I do? First of all, certain people know their role in their place. Ronnie Davies, gone. Has to be done. Ronnie Davies is gone. Ronnie Davies is gone. If he's not, Ronnie Davies is gone. No, Ronnie Davies is gone. Sorry. The whole Eubank camp gets smashed to bits. Ronnie Davies gone. Eubank Jr., Eubank Sr. is reduced to being a father, and that's it. father stroke advisor. And the only reason why I say father stroke advisor is because he has that knowledge, and he would avoid his son being manipulated and being taken advantage of by the promoters. Look, the promoters, as far as I'm concerned, want to make a quick buck, want to make money. That's what they want to do. And Eubank is just another body. That's plain and simple. And he's a body that's had a few more miles on the clock now. So his father will protect him. So that side of Eubank Sr., I think is great, and the experience he's had. But he had experience of being an unbeaten world champion, making 19, 20 defenses, you know, and then getting beat. Here's a guy who was beat before he even won a world title. So it's different. He's had suffered his second defeat now. Okay? And I don't remember Eubank Jr., even when he was up at cruiserweight, getting out muscled and out hustled. Remember when he fought, I remember him getting out hustled by Steve Collins, but that's more because of work rate, but not being physically out hustled, just because of work rate. And Eubank didn't like to work in the gym. That's all that was for me. But Eubank Jr. was out hustled because I was physically stronger than him and bullied him around that ring. That's what happened tonight. So first and foremost, Eubank Jr. leaves Brighton, cuts off his ties with his father in that sense, goes to the States or the Ukraine, whichever one. I don't know which camp's better. I'd probably Ukraine and get him to work with a good trainer out there, Ukraine or America. Hard gym in America, cut back all the style and the flamboyance. I'd get his mobile phone, I'd smash his mobile phone and said, you know what? You're not going that mobile phone no more. And you're not posting any sparring pictures, any videos anymore. That mobile phone is going in the bin. You're going into proper camp, right? And you're going to learn the boxing fundamentals. No Instagram, no Facebook, no Twitter, no telephone, nothing, right? No communicate. You're going to go and train. You're going to train, and you're going to train like a monk. Proper learn how to train, and you're going to learn the fundamentals from day one. You're going to learn how to use your footwork. You're going to learn how to defend yourself. You're going to learn how to attack, and you're going to get. And now what's going to happen is you're going to be bringing in world-class sparring partners. And you know what? In those world-class sparring sessions, you will probably get the shit beaten out of you, but it's going to make you a better fighter. It's going to humble you. This situation now of Eubank Jr. is either make him or break him. That is what, if you think that what Senior was trying to do to him, getting beat up by heavyweights, no. He's going to be training and sparring with world-class light heavyweights. I'll have Eubank training with world-class light heavyweights and world-class, probably, world-class light heavyweights and world-class super middleweights. That's what I would do with Eubank Jr. Stick him out in America and you know, away from all the hype, with a very good trainer who's going to teach him boxing fundamentals. No Freddie Roach, who's going to teach attack. No. Virgil Hunter's a possibility, but again, what has Virgil Hunter done outside of Andre Ward? Something like Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, I'd be interested to see how Eubank would work with someone like Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, an experienced pro fighter, plus a very good trainer as well. Brother Naseem Richardson, I'd like to see how he'd work with him. You know, I'd even like to see Eubank work along someone like Bernard Hopkins, the legendary Bernard Hopkins, that spent some time really working and learning with a real champion and learning how he can change his style to suit. That's what I'd like to see. So I'd like to see him with somebody who's going to mentor him, that's not his father, and somebody who's got a good trainer, a proper pads man. Not guys going to let you rattle off 1,000 punches. Cut all that crap out. We're going to cut you right down to the bare bones, and we're going to rebuild you up to be a proper boxer, a professional boxer, not Insta famous. So that's what I would do with Eubank Jr. And I would get him on to humble him. I'd get him back on small hall, backwater fights, right, where he's fighting good opposition behind closed doors, and let him learn his trade. And that's what I would do, and make him earn his way a shot back to being the world champion, to become a world champion, and do it the hard way. And this will be a 2 or 3 year project. So by the time he's 30, he ends up in a position where he fights legitimately for a world championship. And I believe by then he can become a world champion. Yes, I do believe he can become a world champion. I think this situation here now is the making or the breaking of Chris Eubank Jr. And the only way he's going to become a world champion and be a world-class fighter is if he gets rid of his dad, gets rid of Ronnie Davis, gets rid of all those people around him, and he gets his ass out to the States and he has a completely new team of professional setup. That's how he does it. Otherwise, forget it. Wasting time. So yeah, so there's my thoughts on how Eubank comes back. James Doherty says, it's too late for Junior. He can't move his feet, head, jab well, or work angles. It's over for him at this level, I think. Wow, James. John Smith says, Eubank is just spoiled rich kid. He'll never win a world title unless they Fedecto him on a plate. In the document, he was shopping for houses instead of focusing on the fight with Groves. Yeah, good. Fight GGG, Saunders, and Canelo if they move up. But it's his dad. He ain't ever gonna remove him. You know, it's in your heart. It's never gonna happen. Only he will be there for Junior, even though it's a bad mistake. Leif says, Gramerson says, appreciate your replies to my words here, Ingram. No problems. GG would have killed Eubank. Eubank has too many yes men around him. Doubt GG hits harder than Groves. Murray said it as well. He's a rich kid. It's that simple. Roberto Duran, I can't see GGG move up. I think he defines his legacy by title defenses at middleweight, which is close to doing. Canelo isn't big enough for super. You have a point with Saunders for British money making showdown, though. No, I don't want to see that fight. GG hits every punch hard. That's the difference over the likes of Groves. Good shout about Bernard Hopkins. Could this be Junior's Lennox Lewis moment, like when Lennox switched to the Kronk gym? Possibly. It's shocking how Junior is only a year younger than Groves. Too late to teach an old dog new tricks, maybe. He can't box for shit. Will always be a brawler. Nigel Benn got it right with Connor. Stay out of it. Connor makes Junior look like Mayweather. No, I don't think he should stay out of it. I think Eubank Sr. has a very important point about being in Chris's life. I really do. I really do. I am not backtracking on that. I was praising him the other day for that. But he doesn't need to be in the boxing ring. That is what a professional trainer needs to be there for. Eubank, your time is done. Get out of there. You want to be a promoter? Yeah, promote the fight. Promote the fight. Look after your son from a advisory standpoint, in a sense that you look after him to make sure the promoters don't try and snaffle him up. Do that. Be the guard dog. That's great. You can be a gatekeeper. Do that, Chris. That's where your role starts and ends. If it was under my world of Chris Eubank Jr. and Sr. The Charlo brothers would eat Eubank brothers. Conor Benn is with Sims. Sims is PE teacher. Oh dear. It's not good, is it? It really is not looking good. Right. I think I'm going to end the show. So where does Chris Eubank go from here? If he gets rid of his team, he can become a world champion in 3 years' time. 3 to 4 years' time, he can become a world champion. I think it's possible. But not now. In terms of now's been a pundit, RIP Prince Naseem Hamed. Rest in peace in terms of your media career. That is all one. Your media career is over, but it was fun while it lasted. However, if ITV want to continue getting great ratings, bring Naseem Hamed back. Why wouldn't you want to see a Groves versus Saunders fight, Ingram? It would be an interesting fight. A boxer versus puncher versus... No, I wouldn't. Groves is too big for Saunders, I think. And I don't think Saunders hits hard enough for Groves. No. No, I won't see that fight. Great stream. Thanks, BWTM Sports. No worries. Right. I'm going to get out of here because you've got Rios versus Garcia coming up. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments as always. Share the video on Facebook, on Twitter, and tweet the video out. Eubank has his pal holding mitts and doing his Snapchat. Eubank isn't changing anything. He would have to admit he was wrong. He's too arrogant. Eubank ain't going nowhere. Junior should be on his clothing range business. He's a bright man. Get out of boxing before he takes too many hard shots like Groves' right hands. Good job, Ingram. You watching Danny Garcia? Yes. Have a good one, mate. Catch you later. I'm gonna try if I've got the energy to commentate on Garcia Rios because I really want Danny Garcia to win tonight. I like Danny Garcia. So I am watching that fight, yes. Hopefully I ain't going to fall asleep. Thank you all again. This is BWTM Sports once again, and I'm out of here. Take care.